Hey guys, Mike here, doing another Hearthstone video here. I'm going to try and start doing some sort of semi-teaching or instructional videos for new or inexperienced players, since I have a fairly good amount of experience. I've been playing for a little over a year now, and I, I want to, share knowledge that I have. So we're going to be playing a more aggressive rogue deck. It plays a lot of minions of Death Rattle that we want to bring back eventually with our big 10 mana bomb, Nizoth the Corruptor. So to start off, we want to make sure that we get our early game here. Optimally, we're looking for Undercity Hucksters are great picks, as well as Unearthed Raptor to copy their abilities, but we're also looking for potentially Backstab or Deadly Poison so that we can remove our opponent's early game, especially since our opponent is Warlock. They're likely running a very aggressive Zoo deck, so they're probably going to throw out their one drop here. And if not, that might give us a hint that they're a different archetype. But, yep, Flame Imp is classic for Rogue, or I'm sorry, for Warlock. However, Undercity Huckster will trade with that, and it will give us a card, so it basically costs us no cards overall, whereas he's going to lose a card from this trade here, which means he's probably going to try and attack face and play a he's probably going to try and attack my hero and play a taunt minion to prevent me from removing him. So we'll see how this... Oh yeah, just like that. That's fine though. We're slow starting here, but we can keep this going. Eventually he's going to have to try and remove them, so that'll damage that so that it, no matter what he does, he can't, he's going to want to trade this into that to remove it, because otherwise I could just kill it for free with this one next turn. There you go. Still going face with this one. That's fine. We get Usher of Souls, which is used with, ooh. So this isn't a very useful Warlock card for us, but we can still use Unearthed Raptor on the remaining Huckster and copy its Death Rattle effect and get another card. So you see that order that I did there? I copied with Unearthed Raptor before trading. That ensures that this one will still stick around. Unfortunately, Void Crusher is going to lock us out of our hero power, most likely. So I don't know about playing that. He's deciding whether to trade with this. Yeah, in order to create another 1/1. Which was actually the correct move for him, it seems. So now I'm debating about whether to use this one in order to kill that. It's a little slow, I think, but I have to kill this because it's getting out of control. Now, if I had Shadow Strike, that would be a no-brainer, but unfortunately I don't, and I don't have daggers up either. So my options are a bit limited here. This has the potential of getting rid of a ping, or getting rid of a 1/1, so I'm going to play that, and then trade these in, which also gets me a card, Wrathguard. Not getting very good Warlock cards here. Like, my hand is full of kind of junk right now. 5 mana 5/6 is decent, at least. And if he takes this trade, he runs the risk of losing one of these others. So he's going to trade his 1-drops in first. So that it mitigates. Yeah, I see that now. So far we've had Undercity Huckster die from... because the Unearthed Raptor doesn't count for N'Zoth's Battle Cry effect. So at this point I can play the Tomb Pillager, or I can play this. Tomb Pillager is very slow, so I'm going to play the card that is... also deal that amount to here. This is a bad idea to play right now. Boy. So instead I'm going to make the faster play here and get rid of this, just so that it can't be like power overwhelmed and still have a board. And hopefully that'll help. Unless he has some sort of burst damage, which this is a legend player, so probably would. He probably has a well-constructed deck. Then again, this... no, because we don't have very many minions here. So, this is a unlucky draw from Undercity Huckster, but can't be helped at this point. Our option here now is to... oh dear. So now would be a great time to draw that. That's not great. So we're going to take another 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Well, we might be able to hold out unless he top decks a power overwhelming, which he has a chance of doing because he has this hero power. Ooh, we can also find it from that. Oh man, so many opportunities to get a power overwhelming. That's sick. The god draw here would be Dark Iron Skulker, which would wipe his board, pretty much. Well, not anymore, but... yeah, it's unlikely we're gonna get it. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, we got... There's a chance here. There's a chance we can pull this out.
Here we go.
And then we do this, and we try to kill this. Come on. Come on. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that'll let us survive at least. For what that's worth. Yeah, at this point we're dead next turn unless we can draw quite a few things. And we don't get it. Oh, well, that doesn't really help us. So we're going to go ahead and... well, I was thinking about conceding, but what are our options here? We have no taunts. This does 6 damage, which is overkill on all of this. We don't have any way of clearing this board.
Well,
So let's go ahead and concede. So that was a rough start, but we're going to try again and see what we can do here. This is the start of the season, of the new the 29th season of Hearthstone. So we are going to be encountering a lot of more advanced players at this rank that have dropped down and are just starting their climb again. So it's going to be a little bit more challenging than normal. However, the version of the deck I'm running actually is pretty decently constructed to counter aggro. So we're going to be doing our best in this. And here we have a warrior, very popular on the ladder right now. And we get a good number of draws here. I think the only odd one out here is Huge Toe, just because we don't want to have it accidentally activate an Acolyte of Pain or something like that. And Warrior doesn't run any Divine Shields that we want to pop, so we're going to discard that one and look for something else. But these two are very strong plays early on. I think this one's a little bit stronger because we want to draw our deck in order to get through it. Passing the turn indicates that our opponent might be a slower form of warrior, either Cthulhu or a regular control warrior. Either way, we're going to want to play for value, so we're going to play Loot Hoarder, which will cycle itself and draw a new card, and hopefully get through our deck a little bit more. Okay, so he coined out Acolyte of Pain. That's interesting. So, unfortunately, I can't find any way to activate Eviscerate on this turn that doesn't involve hitting this as well. This doesn't heal us for anything. So if he makes this trade, we're going to want to use our daggers next time. The good news is that he won't be too far ahead in card draw, since we'll draw a card from Loot Hoarder dying as well. And here I'm happy that we waited on using Eviscerate, because now we can very cleanly kill this turn. So to start off, we're going to get rid of this, since he's gotten all the value out of it. And then I'm thinking getting a warrior card will be pretty good here, so I'm going to play that and kill his card here. Add a random class card from your opponent's class to your hand. So it's not going to be anything specific from his deck, but hopefully it'll be something useful. Like if we can get an Execute, that would be amazing. That would help us out a great deal. So what do we get? We get a very weak taunt minion. Well, the good news is I can very cleanly deal with this. In fact, I have a good combo in mind here. I'm going to first damage this minion with Backstab. Activate the combo on SI7 Agent.
This guy's toast.
And now I have 2 taunt minions. And it also gets rid of a situational warrior card in our hand. So right now it looks like our opponent is running some form of tempo warrior that's trying to control the board and outvalue us. That's a particularly good sign. Oh, and then he activates the Enrage on that. Okay. So let's see if we can draw an answer here. Deadly Poison would be best. We don't get it. That's unfortunate. So we'll have to just pass here. The good news is if we do draw, say, our second SI7 agent, we can very cleanly take, well, not cleanly, but we can at least deal with this somehow. Oh my goodness. It's not looking good though. Hmm. So at this point, Sylvanas effectively works as removal here, assuming he trades this Bloodhoof Brave into it, so might as well try that.
I have no time for games.
It's a little slow, but we need to stabilize somehow. Alternatively, like, he can't hit it with this because we'll steal this, so he has to run into it with the Bloodhoof Brave. There we go. But now he has... oh dear. So fortunately we have Earthen Ring to try and stabilize here. Ooh. That's perfect actually. That deals with that. And then we trade. Heal back up. And hopefully that'll let us survive until N'Zoth. If we can draw an infested Tauren, we can potentially bring back a infested Tauren taunt as well. Now it's... if our opponent has figured out that we're running a N'Zoth deck, he's going to try and get us down to lethal by turn 10. Which looks to be what he's aiming for here with that play. Since that makes it very difficult to deal with this. Alright, so a couple of options here. We can start by backstabbing, hitting it for 3, and then finishing it. That's unfortunate because we lose our board there, but we can play the Loot Hoarder and Unearthed Raptor. So, I'll have to do this. Backstab first. Take 5 to the face like a champ. And hope that he doesn't have lethal. Which, I don't know. It depends, really. Like, if he has an activator for Grommash Hellscream, then we're in trouble. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe not. Oh jeez, that's rough. So unfortunately I think our opponent got us here. There's little we can do about this. Possibilities for stabilizing are looking low. 3, 6, 9, 10. If our opponent does not have a weapon in hand, this is really our only option here, is to hope he doesn't have a weapon in hand. So we take this out first, kill this, and hope that we can get away with surviving with 1 health. Which is unlikely, since the opponent is also at 10, probably has some form of damage in hand, like Arcanite Reaper, so that didn't work either. Okay. So we'll try one more match here, just to try and get a win in at least. But hopefully by now you're seeing a fairly good idea of how to play the deck. You want to get a strong early game to control your opponent's board, taking out their minions and setting up trades that work for you. So like getting the Death Rattle off Honor's Raptor before trading your Loot Hoarder, which keeps your card draw up.
Watch your back.
Okay, so once again, we can try and get this combo off with Huge Toad. Deadly Poison is a great draw here. Okay, so our opponent's starting with Raven Idol to get a new card. It's tempting at this point to just immediately coin out the Huge Toad. However, one of the things about playing Rogue is to have the discipline to keep the coin, since it's very useful to activate things like SI7 Agent. For instance, if we draw SI7 Agent, we can play it immediately on turn 2 and kill whatever he plays on this turn, potentially, which would be very useful for us. It also gives us a cheap way to activate Eviscerate. So our opponent has opted to ramp by gaining an extra mana crystal, so we're going to go ahead, start playing our Huge Toad. And right on time is SI7 Agent for when we want to make use of him. So next turn we can potentially equip our Deadly Poison if he plays... Okay. The problem with that is he can trade pretty favorably into that. So we're going to put out another minion here. Copying that will be useful because we're playing against a Cthulhu Druid here, who's probably going to have another Cthulhu's Chosen. So in order to help pop those Divine Shields, we're going to make sure we have that 1 damage random ping. It's not going to guarantee it, but it will at least help. And here we have a good Eviscerate target. Okay, that was a inefficient use of the ping, but oh well. The good news is we can use it with our hero power to get rid of that. So we want to activate this here. If we use the coin, we'll have 5 mana to work with. Actually, we can avoid hitting this with our face since we don't have any healing in hand. We can instead do this. Activate Eviscerate. And then cleanly clear with SI7. And now we have board control and can start attacking more fiercely. Well, that's rough. Unfortunately, we don't have any clean way to deal with this. We can risk a damage juggle on here. Okay, that's fine. And then we can hit that and start going face. Since our goal is to get him down, and we're going to just be encountering more bigger minions like that. Okay. That's unfortunate. And we don't have any... So, I think our best option here is, for now, to play the Harvest Golem, copy that ability, and use Backstab to remove that Divine Shield. And here I'm going to risk hitting it, because I want to preserve my board here. It's getting rough because we're getting to the turn where he can play Cthulhu if he already has it in hand. But when you're behind, you need to play to your outs. And our out is that he doesn't have Cthulhu, and we can draw something useful with Azure Drake. The good news is that while this one minion contests our entire board, oh dear, it's going to take a while for him to do that. So hopefully we'll draw some answers before. So he's going to kill the minion that can't respawn with a death rattle. And let's get our first Azure Drake out. Oh my god, we are not getting anything here. So we need to get Undercity Huckster out and hope that he doesn't just gradually board control us into oblivion. We have another chance though, next turn, to get what we need. And in the meantime, Azure Drake becomes a high priority for him just because, well, these will just stick around, but the spell damage can be a problem for him. I'm guessing that our opponent does not have Cthulhu in hand, because otherwise that would have probably been the best play here. So instead he's looking to stall until he can get it. Oh, Moonfire is useful. That can activate our combos. Oh. That's actually really good for us. So let's start off by getting some spell damage up. Yeah, this is actually a bit overkill, but that's okay. This does an undamaged character, so we want to make sure we use Shadow Strike first. And then we can attack with Moon. And now we have Stabilize. So if he has Cthulhu, I think we've lost. But if he doesn't, then we have a chance to come back. Unfortunately, Dark Iron Skulker won't see a lot of play here, just because Cthulhu Druid tends to not run lots of minions, as opposed to the currently more popular Token Druid, which this would wreck against, most likely. But can at least try. And once again, it seems like he doesn't have Cthulhu, because I imagine that would be a very quick play to make. We have drawn through our deck a little bit more than our opponent, though, so it's possible we'll get to our answers to finish out this game before him. But at this point, whatever board we have, we need to go with. Oh man, and he's going to remove our board anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh no, Innervate? Oh my gosh. There's not much we can do here, other than doing something like that. So he's down to his last card, or his last card in hand. If that's Cthulhu, then that's unfortunate. That means we probably lose. But if it's not... Oh, and he has to Wrath to draw something else. Oh man. Wow. That's unfortunate. 8, 9, 10, 11.
This guy's toast.
Before we play that, we might as well draw something.
This guy's toast.
So we have +2. This will become a 4/3, which contests both of those.
This
Might
guy's
as well do this. And dagger up because we can. So he stalled the game long enough that even top decking he can be ahead. Come on, draw something good. That's still not great. Yeah, he's at this point he's pushing for it. Even if we can fill our board somehow, he's probably going to get us. But we will persevere. Oh my goodness, thank you.
Hey, lights out.
Here we go.
Okay. So now it's really just a race to see whether he can draw Cthulhu first. And that's lethal on board. So we're going to have to trade something. Unless we get another... Nope, that's no good. Do we really have to trade this? We have to trade. This is sad.
Hey, lights out.
Here we go. Here we go.
So this is a bad place for us, since that one card could probably answer anything here, but we have to persevere. Alright, well, that's surprising that that stayed behind. So now
Here
we just gotta keep pushing it. Please don't have Cthulhu, please don't have Cthulhu. Keep drawing for it, I guess. Do we have any more? Oh dear. Yep, he had the answer he needed, so.
well played.
Well, the good news is you can't lose any stars once you drop down to rank 20. Well, except for these two here, but you can't lose any more than that. So, yeah, that's an Aggro N'Zoth. Unfortunately, it's not very strong in this current meta. So most of the opponents playing right now will have much stronger decks. But I hope you learned something from all this, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.